going to try out a video with my new camera here. I've got the Insta360 X5. I'm playing around with it. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I think it's going to do some cool things, but I had this idea and I want to play around with it today. And that is that I've been playing around with ChatGPT, and particularly I made a Reclaim Bartender that has our entire inventory of liquors, mixers, all the various things. And occasionally I like to say, what's a good special? And sometimes it comes up with some pretty decent ideas. I'm going to try one today. So the prompt for today, because it's Friday and we've got a band called The Sellouts. They're like a 90s grunge band. They play covers like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, stuff like that. And so this was the prompt. I said, we have a 90s grunge cover band that plays alt-rock hits coming tomorrow, and I'd love a good drink special for the night. And so it came back with, the first one that it came back with was called the Smells Like Teen Spirit Sour. It's basically a riff on a whiskey sour with a little bit of amaretto in there. So it's got Bullet Bourbon, which I've got here, amaretto, so we're using Disaronno. It's got lemon juice, simple syrup, Angostura bitters, and it's garnished with a lemon wheel and a Luxardo cherry, which, by the way, put these over here. Our Luxardo cherries, the fancier ones, the syrup had kind of gotten congealed in the fridge, so I stuck it in some warm water to get all that loosened up. So we've got those over there. I'm going to set those off to the side for a second. And so the method: shake everything with ice, shake it hard, strain it into an old-fashioned glass with ice, and then garnish with a lemon wheel and the cherry skewered together. Why it works: it says the bourbon keeps it bold, the amaretto adds a rich, almost smoky almond note, and the bitters give it that brooding, layered finish, perfect for the flannel and docks crowd. So maybe, okay, I can kind of maybe see that one. It also offered to make a second cocktail that would be for the alt-rock scene, something psychedelic. And so I said, yeah, sure, why not? So this one is called the No Rain Electric Lemonade, and it says it's bright, citrusy, and a little trippy, like sipping a sunny day through a kaleidoscope. This is basically an electric lemonade, right? You've got Deep Eddy lemon vodka, blue carousel, lemon juice, simple syrup, and then you top it with Sprite. So that's gonna go in pint glass like this. Should be a pretty easy sipper, should be pretty tasty. I actually am kind of excited by that one. Pretty basic, but fun. And then it also offered to make a social media post for it, as well as this cool little poster. So got the poster there, you can see that. But yeah, we're gonna try both of these drinks. It says 2 drinks, 2 moods, pick your playlist in a glass. So, you know, you never know if something's good until you've tried it. So I'm gonna do both of them here on camera for you. I'm gonna set that aside. So we're adding all of our ingredients. I like to add my ingredients to the larger of the 2 shakers. You've got 2 here. I'll fill this one with ice, dump it in there, shake it up, and then strain it. So, and I add all my ingredients before I add the ice, just so it's not diluting while I'm adding it in there. So this is gonna be 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Grab my jigger over here. Like I said, that's Bullet Bourbon. You could do like a rye if you wanted to as well. I guess it doesn't really matter. Our amaretto is just 1/2 ounce. So pull this over here. This is my 3/4, so we won't fill it up all the way. 1/2 ounce of amaretto. 1 ounce of lemon juice. Give this a little shaky shake because it is cold pressed juice. And we'll do 1 ounce of that. Quite a bit. This is probably going to be a little bit tart, I would think. And then 1/2 ounce of our simple syrup. So pop that in there. And then 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Just eyeball that. I've got a big bottle of Angostura here. And you have to apologize. I'm kind of messing with my hand. I messed up my thumb last week. It's getting there, but it's just a pain in my butt. So do 2 dashes of the bitters in there, and then we will add ice into this. I have to turn around. Our bar is not set up quite the way I would like. in a perfect world, all the well stuff is right in front of me, but we don't live in a perfect world, and I don't have plumbing in front of me. All right, let's shake it up. Let me put some ice in this rocks glass. And pop that open, grab a strainer, and then we'll pour that into there. Smells good right off the bat. I'm just pouring it out there. And then, like I said, we're gonna garnish it. I've got lemon wheels in here. So we're gonna steal one of those. Hopefully the bartenders cut them. Please tell me they cut them. No, they did not. So I don't have a knife here, so this is gonna be silly, but I'm gonna kind of rip it just to get that in there, and we'll garnish that there, and then grab one of our cherries and pop that in as well. Now it said to skewer them. You could. I think it's going to show up just fine. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw that in here for now. I think this will look good. Yeah, if I was doing this at a bar, I would probably skewer both of them together, but I think for the purposes of a photo, that looks good. So this is our Smells Like Teen Spirit Sour, generated completely by ChatGPT. Who knows if it's going to be any good? Let's give it a shot. By the way, does anybody ever sip out of these little cocktail straws? I do. I don't know why. I like sipping out of a straw, even when it's a small drink like this. I could definitely go in here. Wow, that is very tasty. I thought that it was going to be too much lemon juice with the whole ounce in there, but I think between the amaretto and the simple syrup, it kind of balances out in a really nice way. Is it grunge? I don't know. Grunge wasn't really my scene. I mean, obviously, love Nirvana, love that music, but I wasn't that like brooding teenager with the flannel on that was just kind of, out to the side or something. I think this is a nice sort of grown-up drink for the, 43 now. So I guess I'm a grown-up in that sense, but we listened to this kind of music back when we were kids. So I think it fits in that sense, and it's got a fun name. Yeah, that's cool. So that is the Smells Like Teen Spirit Sour. I'm gonna set that one off to the side, and let's try our psychedelic number, the No Rain Electric Lemonade. So this one's gonna be pretty easy. Let me throw this stuff into the sink there, and I'll grab another, this guy's clean. Grab another shaker here. Now this one, I don't necessarily have to use my small shaker because it's going in a pint glass. So what we could do is put all our ingredients in here, throw some ice into our pint glass, dump it all in, seal it, and shake directly in that, and then we could dump it right back into the pint glass. That would be the classic move, and I think that's what I'm gonna do to save myself a few dishes. So as I mentioned, this is Deep Eddy Lemon Vodka. I like the Deep Eddy products. I think they taste great. This only has, this is probably 1.5 ounces in here, but I will measure it out just to make sure we're doing it right. I've got another bottle if I need to here. Slowly but surely we'll get there. Yeah, there we go. 1.5 ounces of the Deep Eddy, and then 1 ounce of Blue Karasai. Well, let's grab this over here. That'll give it that nice blue color. And then 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Can't be lemonade without lemon juice. And 1/2 ounce of simple. Now this will have Sprite with it, but we're obviously not going to shake with a carbonated beverage. It'll explode on you. So we'll add the Sprite afterwards. Let's get some ice into this pint glass. And then we'll dump it, pop it on. Not a lot of juices in there, so you don't have to shake for too long. You're just really trying to get everything cold. And then I could reuse this one. It's a little dirty on the outside of it now since I was shaking, so I'm gonna go grab another clean pint glass over here. But I'll dump everything back in. Now you'll see we've got some ice melted from the shaking, so I'll add a little bit more ice and top that off. And then right over here, I can actually move you all so you can see better. I've got Sprite on the gun. So we'll add Sprite to the top of that. That is gonna get a lemon wheel as well. Both of these have lemon wheels. How about that? So struggle a bit with one of my non-cut lemons. Oh, yet again. Along with my bum thumb here, just to make this nice and pretty. And that actually gets a maraschino cherry. Pop that open here. Oh, I'm in here early, so the bar's not exactly prepped and ready to go by any means. Everything's kind of still wrapped up. So, go in here, just grab my tongs, and we'll pop a cherry in there. And again, for a drink like that, you don't need to be skewering anything, making it all fancy, especially for something coming in a pint glass like this. It can just get thrown in. Ah, my lemon's falling out. Put that back in there. And this is our No Rain Electric Lemonade. Looks pretty, looks fun. Who doesn't love like a nice, fun blue drink like that? Let's try it though and see how it is. I mean, it is super good. How could you go wrong? You've got the lemon vodka in there, you've got the lemon juice, you've got Sprite, simple syrup. It's quite sweet for my taste, but for people who like sweet drinks and they don't like boozy drinks, you're not really gonna taste much in the way of alcohol. Yeah, not bad at all. I am noticing, this is really funny, I thought it was 1.5 ounces of Deep Eddy lemon. It's just 1 ounce. So they're doing 1 ounce each of the citrus vodka, which in our case is the Deep Eddy lemon vodka, and the blue carousel. So maybe it's not supposed to be as alcoholic as I made it. I think the taste is perfectly fine. I don't think that extra 1/2 ounce is gonna make a difference. You could dial it back to 1 ounce if you wanted. So these are our two specials. I don't know if I'm gonna put them on. They're both very good, so, and they're not terribly hard to make. But I thought it would be fun to see what an AI bar would look like, where it generates all the stuff for us. So there's our two specials. It's kind of fun. Super cool to do stuff like this. I'll probably make more videos. I'll show you some of the drinks that I come up with out of my own head, not through the computer and stuff like that. But thank you all for watching, and let me know what you would like to see more of at Reclaim Arcade.